So many people have reported that they haven't gotten their compensation for the Game Passes being removed in Royale High, that they actually had to come out with an official statement a couple minutes ago. And you guys, I'm gonna be so honest, I had already recorded this video because it was an issue that I ran into, and I know a lot of you guys have run into as well. However, they just released a statement, so now I'm re-recording it, and we're gonna get into the section that I originally was gonna make about this video in a second here. But basically, about a minute ago, actually, so I'm on top of it, guys. Royale High made this post that says, "Hi students, we hope you're having a wonderful day. Please read full post before commenting." Oh, okay. I'm sat. I'm ready. Okay. We know our posts can sometimes be a little lengthy, but we often include answers to comment questions in the comments, so be sure to read first. They're like, I think this is funny because the amount of times that the answer will be in the initial post, everyone's like, so what about this? I'm like, babe, did you read anything? And I understand some people are kids, obviously, but at the same time, if you're able to formulate a coherent sentence in a comment, I feel like you're also able to read like 2 paragraphs, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm brain rotted just as much as the next person, so who am I to judge? But basically, they say, "We want to address some concerns for those who haven't received their items yet. After viewing multiple reports and looking into the support emails we received, we've confirmed that most affected players were in old servers. Once they joined an updated server, the items appeared successfully. How to claim your items: 1. Join a new server, and 2. Head to Campus 4. Not sure if you're in an updated server? Click on the update log. If the most recent update listed is February 14th, you are in an old server. Most servers should be fully updated as more than 24 hours have passed since the update went live. Go check before commenting. Thank you for your patience, and we hope you enjoy your items." Now, I'm gonna be honest, guys, it was a hell of a time trying to get my items. I'm gonna be honest, it did not work for me the first couple times, and I was very agitated. And as someone who's pretty, active in the Royale High community, I was very surprised to see, like, even as someone who, like, understood how to clean the items, I still was having trouble with it, which I feel like if I'm having trouble with it, there's probably a fundamental issue with how things have been communicated, okay? Not to say I can't be stupid, but I feel like I'm not that stupid, if you know what I mean, right? But basically, if you guys don't know, when Royale High does their updates, they frequently will have it so that the update launches and it starts a bunch of new servers, but at the same time, they allow old servers to run. And the way that I like to think about it is that old servers use an old version of Royale High, whereas new servers have a new version of Royale High. And the issue comes when you continuously let old servers continue to run in the background of Royale High. It creates this weird, like, imbalance and miscommunication where people don't understand what servers they're in or how to claim items. And I understand that maybe there's a valid reason as to why they don't shut down the servers, but I know a handful of other servers, or games at least, that when they launch a really big update, especially something that is going to impact the entire economy of the game, they do something that's called total shutdown, which means they shut down all of the active servers within their game, and then they relaunch the servers using the new version of their game. And that's typically what games will do when they do massive drops or new items come to the game or stuff like that, because it creates hype, and it also indicates to players that, okay, everybody's in the same boat here, we are all trying to rejoin at once. And yes, I do recognize this does cause a massive spike in lag because everybody's joining at once. And I understand that may be annoying, but in my opinion, continuously leaving older servers to run in the background not only creates confusion, but it also creates imbalances that aren't very fair. Think of it like this: players who are playing in old servers, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're still following old server rules and old server, ways that it functions. So that means that someone who doesn't have multipliers in an old server is only making 300 diamonds per level, whereas somebody who's in a new server is making like 1800 diamonds per level. So how is that fair, right? These people are spending the same exact amount of time in each server. However, they're not getting the amount of diamonds that they're owed because they're in an old server. Now, when I was trying to claim my Halo items for the first time, I could not claim them, and I kept rejoining servers over and over and over and over, and I just could not get my items. They were not appearing in my inventory. However, I was seeing people around me that had them. And a little tidbit I did want to share with you guys is that I did actually end up using the announcements tab as like an indicator of if I was in a new or old server, because I would have thought that if players are wearing new items, that means I'm in a new server, but it wasn't always the case. And I don't know how that works, but who knows? But basically, I had to join Campus 4 several times, and then once I was finally in a new server, I had to sit there for a couple seconds and actually wait before moving around to actually get the pop-up. Now, I do believe that maybe some of the issues regarding this could have been because there were so many people joining Royale High at once yesterday, and so many people are trying to claim items that maybe there were some visual glitches or just bugs with it. I don't quite know. But regardless, I do know that it caused a lot of confusion, and I was actually reached out to by several of you guys regarding your concerns. Now, this person in particular, I'm gonna be honest, I was very confused by Royale High's response to them. They wrote me this message. Hi, Pommy. I know this isn't technically a question, but could you help me figure out what to about my missing items, the 2 times and 4 times game passes? I tried emailing support, but they stated I don't have those game passes, even though I do. And when I sent the video proof of having such game passes, they still haven't replied in a few hours, despite support replied relatively quickly until that point. My apologies if my wording isn't the best, but do you know what I could possibly do? And they sent me 2 screen recordings, which I can confirm they owned both game passes. Like, it was pretty obvious. And they also were able to show me when they earned the game passes in Royale High. They sent me a video of them in their diary hovering over the game passes, and it said that they earned the game passes over, or the badges associated with the game passes, over a year ago. So this person did purchase the game passes, and they should be getting the rewards. Now, when they reached out to Royale High support, Royale High ended up following up with this interesting email, which I am going to blur their username. They basically said, thanks for reaching out to us again. I completely understand how eager you are to see those special legacy rewards in your journal. They took a closer look at their account and to see what might be happening with the synchronization. After viewing your account's purchase history, it appears there may have been a little misunderstanding regarding which passes were active on your account. According to our records, you currently own the Paintbrush Pass and the Faster Flight game passes. Our system allows the 2 times Diamond Multiplier and 4 times Multiplier passes. It shows that the 2 times and 4 times multiplier passes were not purchased on this account prior to their retirement on January 19th, 2026. However, this was not correct because I could see in the video they sent me from their account, like they showed me it was the same account that they had earned the badges a year ago. And so they're obviously really confused because why is Royale High saying that they don't own the game passes? Like, what is going on here? But then I go ahead and they get actually another email that they just forwarded to me. And they got this new email from Royale High. It says, claim your rewards. Quick update on the Game Pass compensation. To get everything synced to your account, you just need to hop into a private server in Campus 4. This should trigger your rewards automatically. And they explained what they were getting. So this is where I'm a little bit confused. They said they didn't own the Game Passes, but now they do own the game passes and they can claim them, so I'm not quite sure there's some miscommunications or if people are confused or there is maybe an internal issue with how things are being tracked. I have no idea because I don't quite understand why the same account where they have the badges, they would say that they didn't own the game passes when they very clearly did. I don't know if there's something more to play it here, but I've been sent screen recordings, so this all seems pretty, straightforward to me, and I'm not exactly sure what happened here, but this person is still, as I'm recording this video, actively struggling to claim their items, and I tried sending them a link to my private server to help them because, not everybody can afford a 100 Robux a month private server, but with Roblox's age restrictions and stuff, I can't invite people that aren't trusted connections or something, I don't even know. And then I tried explaining to them how to go to Campus 4 and to try it, but still, people are really struggling, and even myself, as a Royale High YouTuber or someone who makes a little Royale High content, I also struggled and had a very hard time claiming these items, and in my opinion, it should not be this difficult to claim something that you are rightfully owed, you know what I mean? And I'm sure eventually everybody will get the items and it won't be that big of a deal, but I think a lot of people are just very agitated right now because they maybe aren't happy with the rewards to begin with, and the fact that they're having so much trouble redeeming the rewards has just caused, internal conflict and a lot of people to be very angry, which rightfully so, right? If you're owed something, you're not getting it, and you're having to spend all this time trying to figure out something that inherently, no offense, shouldn't even be your problem, it's obviously really annoying, and it's going to cause a lot of wasted time for a lot of people that probably have better things to do. So altogether, I don't know if maybe there's a valid reason as to why Royale High keeps servers open. At the end of the day, I'm not a developer, so it's easy for me to say, oh, just do this, right? Because I don't have that context, but at the same time, I feel like when Royale High does such a big update, especially something that is quite literally game-changing, like will completely alter the way that players play the game, I feel like when they're doing an update like that, they should not allow old servers to continue to run because it's going to create a ton of confusion and imbalances within the player base because old servers should not be able to run 24 hours past when an update comes out. It's going to cause just so much confusion among players, which we can already see. It just seems very inefficient to me. Like, why would you not shut down every single server? And maybe it will be laggy for the first couple minutes as everybody joins back, but I feel like a couple minutes of lag is a lot less worse than players demanding items and wasting their time trying to figure out why they can't get items that they're owed and having to email and clog up the support email and players getting upset on Twitter. Like, I just feel like this could have been so much better navigated if everything and all the updates were applied globally all at once and then there was no confusion and everybody could have gotten their items seamlessly. But regardless, I don't know all the details or nitty-gritty stuff about how game development works, and so it's easy for me to just say, oh, just shut down all the servers. But I see other games on Roblox doing that for massive updates, and they have bigger player bases, so I don't really understand why that wouldn't be something that would happen with Royale High. Maybe that's something they can apply in the future, I don't know. But regardless, let me know your thoughts on this down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!